Pittsburgh Steelers have a lot of issues on offense, but this one we're about to talk about isn't Matt Canada. It's not a Kenny Pickett problem. It's a slot wide receiver problem, guys. And its lack of production is really starting to weigh this offense down. Welcome to Mic Drop Sports, everybody. I'm Jason. Let's talk about that issue and Allen Robinson not being the guy that the Steelers probably thought they were getting from Los Angeles when they gave up a draft pick to grab him up after an injury. I think the Steelers thought they were getting the Allen Robinson of old and a guy that was productive and a guy that could really come into Pittsburgh and provide a veteran presence to that wide receiver room and really play that slot position tough, big-bodied, and be a veteran presence there and really get tough catches and work underneath and really be a force under there. A guy that could really just be that dirty work type guy, block downfield, do big things. And the Pittsburgh Steelers, I really don't think they've got what they bargained for, at least. The Pittsburgh Steelers have serious lack of production at that spot right now. Allen Robinson, only 154 yards receiving, 19 catches. He has one splash play, as Mike Tomlin likes to put it, 31-yard catch. But that's not enough from that slot receiver spot. You need a lot more production. And if you're the Pittsburgh Steelers searching for that production, there's ways I think that you can get Allen Robinson and phase him out of the game. I think there are ways that you can formationally set things up in personnel-wise to get him off the field because I think he's out there way too much right now. He's out there like 45 to 50 snaps a game, guys. He's played almost 70% of the snaps offensively for the Pittsburgh Steelers, and that's bad. If you're the Steelers, that's bad. Especially a guy that has zero production basically through 8 games. 154 yards is ridiculously low for a slot receiver in the NFL. It is just absolutely killing Kenny Pickett. Especially when people were always saying, hey, we don't have no middle of the field type pass game. I think that that's a combination of factors. I feel like the tight ends need to be more involved, and I feel like you have zero production from that slot receiver role, and that's where you would get a lot of those middle-type catches from the slot receiver, doing the dirty work, doing the tough catches, getting down and dirty in places that other receivers don't want to go, being that tough, hard-ass type guy. Getting down there and making tough catches when they're needed. That's what the slot receiver role is. Blocking downfield. Being effective in the run game. And I just don't feel like Allen Robinson is any of those. I feel like he has zero separation. I feel like he's not really ever open. I feel like his route running is just not there anymore. And I just think he's phased out. I think he's become old. And if you're the Pittsburgh Steelers, let's talk about fixing it. And I think you got to fix it in ways like moving a George Pickens or Deontay Johnson into the slot, alternating things, mixing up those two, moving them in and out, moving them to where you're creating the defense to be on its toes because they don't know what they're getting. They don't know what kind of routes these guys are going to be running, and that's what you have to do in general. I mean, that's basic. We all know that. You have to mix things up. You have to make things exotic. And Calvin Austin isn't the answer. He's not going to be able to come in there and be that physical presence. I think that he's limited physically in his ability to be able to contribute in the run game and be that tough slot type receiver. I just don't think his size affords him that opportunity to do that and play that role. But he can play on the outside. And when you're moving Deontay Johnson and you're moving George Pickens in and out from the slot, I think you're going to be able to create opportunity for Calvin Austin. I said in my last video that I wanted to see Calvin Austin brought in and mixed in and allowed to start to grow and allowed to make it to where people aren't playing right on him because they know he's getting the ball. That's the only time he's in the game. You can't do that. You have to incorporate him in with the two dynamic receivers that you have right now and really allow him to grow with them and create a dangerous tandem of receivers. And you have to be able to move guys around. Guys don't have to be traditionally in a certain spot. It doesn't have to go that way. Create your own path. It doesn't matter where guys lined up. Mix them up. Mix them in and out. Use the tight end room. You could use tight ends in the slot, like a Connor Hayward. He could definitely do that. I think Pat Freiermuth could play out there in the slot. Those types of tight ends, bring them in a double tight end package, but yet you have a Connor Hayward in the slot. It just creates different formations, if you ask me. At least that's just what I'm thinking. I don't know what you guys are thinking. Am I wrong here? Is Allen Robinson more of a player than what I think? I really don't think so, guys. I think he's been a failed experiment. I think he's been a bust, if you ask me. And I hate to say that. I was really hoping, I was really wishing. And at the beginning of the season, when he made a couple tough catches and he got 10 or 11 yards, I was like, hey, man, Allen Robinson could be the guy. He could be a good slot receiver. But now as we've progressed through the season and we head into the second part of the season, the guy has zero production, and I can't ride that train no more. I can't get on that bandwagon no more, guys. He's really starting to hurt this team, and as you look at the tape, you can tell that it's an obvious deficiency. And if you're a defensive coordinator planning to play the Pittsburgh Steelers, you don't really have to guard the middle of the field because the Steelers don't incorporate their tight ends, first and foremost. The Steelers don't have a slot receiver, second. So if you're an opposing defensive coordinator, the game plan can be real simple. Stop the run, control the edges, and you're good. And you're not going to have a problem. You might give up one quick slant to like George Pickens or Deontay Johnson that might go for 80. Okay, that's only 7 points. Who cares? We'll give up that 7 points. I'll take the good and the bad. And you can load up on the run, stop the run, keep Najee and Jalen Warren under control. I just think the game plan could be really vanilla, really simple. And you've heard other teams say, hey, the Steelers are pretty plain. They're pretty easy to figure out. And I think that's got to change. And I think when you come out against the Green Bay Packers, if you're Mike Tomlin and Matt Canada, you have to change some things up. You have to start phasing Allen Robinson out of this game, out of this offense completely. I'd rather see a Miles Boykin out there. I hate to say that because Miles I don't think is great offensively anymore in this stage of his career. I think he once was pretty damn good. But right now I don't think he's that great. I think he's a great special teamer. He does a lot of big things on special teams, so he has a lot of value to the roster. But I'd definitely rather see Miles Boykin out there. At least I know he's going to go out and pop somebody on a block downfield on a run. I know he's going to give 100%. It just doesn't look like Allen Robinson is interested. It looks like he's going through the motions, and that's not a good thing. As a common person like me, watching it and just looking at a player, and I can just see those types of things, I think a coaching staff should be able to see it too. And I want to know what you guys think, though. Put it in the comments and let me know. What do you guys think about Allen Robinson? Is he more of a liability? What is he there for? What kind of production, is he giving this team? What kind of things is he doing that I'm not seeing? Let me know what you guys think, because I'd be really interested to hear it. I really want to hear it. And it's just getting crazy for me, guys. And everybody wants to talk about why the offense is failing and why what can be changed. I think that's one big glaring thing that really could be fixed. Everybody wants to dogpile Kenny Pickett, who is okay in the fourth quarter and gets a job done. And I think Mike Tomlin even said that in his press conference. Like, hey, Kenny Pickett, he's pretty damn good in the fourth quarter, and he wins games. And I agree with that. But he is bad in the first three quarters. Now, Mike Tomlin even said it. I think we could teach the first three quarters and like to have a guy with the edge that can win and come back in the fourth quarter and doesn't blink. That's the type of guy you want at the quarterback spot. And I'm thinking if you really start to schematically get things rolling earlier, really open things up earlier in the game. They had a great first drive, great mix against the Titans. They had a great mix of the pass and the run. And I think now with the offensive line playing better, I think with the emergence of Jalen Warren, coupled with Najee Harris, I think that's going to start to open things up. Hopefully Pat Freiermuth's back sooner than later. It could be possibly even this week. Hopefully that starts to open the middle of the field up. But like I said, I think you need to find ways that Allen Robinson isn't on the field for the Pittsburgh Steelers. I really, really do. And if the Steelers could kind of limit what he's doing and bring him in different packages on like the 4 and 5 wide, okay, bring him in. You got to. But to leave him in there for more snaps than a lot of players on offense are getting is ridiculous when his lack of production is screaming out to you. Don't put me in. Don't put this guy in. I mean, damn. Kenny evidently doesn't want to go to him. He evidently isn't getting open, or he'd have some more balls. When you're playing 50 snaps a game, you're going to be open a couple times, you would think. I mean, damn. And if you're Kenny Pickett, you would have had to seen it through the course of this season on tape, like, hey, Allen's open on some of these plays. I'm going to try to get him the ball a little bit more. I'm going to watch for him a little bit more. But your quarterback ain't even trying to look for him. It's like he's non-existent, guys. All right, let's wrap this up. I wanted to bring that issue up to everybody. Tomorrow, we're going to break down Green Bay, Pittsburgh, Acrisure Stadium Sunday, and what is a monster game for the Pittsburgh Steelers as they attempt to keep pace in the AFC North and improve on their 5-3 record. And I think they're going to. I think this is going to be the Steelers' first 400-yard game of the season, and I think it's going to be a special one to watch. So I hope everybody tunes in, and I want everybody to tune in to our live post-game show that we're going to start doing. Well, we have been doing every week, every game, and it's been fun. We've been getting more viewers each time we've done it. We've only done it like 3 times, but it's grown every time, and we had a lot of commenters last week, and that was really fun. So bring your comments, bring your energy, and we are going to set up a phone line this week for people to call in. So that will be something. I'm going to do that for sure. I'm going to figure out how to do it. So everybody look forward to that. I'm going to definitely have that set up. One way or another, I'm getting it done. But anyway, all right, guys, until next time, let me know what your comments are on Allen Robinson and his lack of production. And let's look forward to the rest of the week and the Green Bay Packers and the Pittsburgh Steelers and what's going to be a monster game. Until next time, peace.